What's up, y'all? We back for another show. We just witnessed the Niners getting a behinds whooped. The brakes beat off them boys. But first, let me let y'all know that we got a name change. We now the 49-yard line where I focus exclusively on just the Niners. So now, let's get rocking. This is what we do now. 49-yard line, let's get it. First off, let's talk about CMC. Injured for the season. I wonder why. What does Kyle Shanahan do all the time? First off, he doesn't really care about his players. Honestly, he can't possibly care about his players truly because all he cares about is their availability. And as soon as they're available, he just runs them to the ground. Let's really think about it. As soon as we got CMC, our whole entire offense changed. It was just about CMC, basically only. And before he got there, what did we do? We had Debo. And once he figured out Debo could do multiple things, he just ran Debo all the time. He was literally our entire offense. Well, at least 80% of it. It was a lot. CMC came, all of a sudden we didn't see Debo so much anymore. Not in the ways that he was being used. It was it was like night and day. Now it's CMC all the time. It doesn't matter how good Jordan Mason does, how he was doing. It doesn't matter what running back you have in there. If they're not Christian McCaffrey, then it doesn't matter. They're going to get ran. Christian McCaffrey just came back off inflamed Achilles, both of them. Shouldn't we be kind of easing him back in? Shouldn't we be taking our time? Gives you every reason to split the load between him, Jordan Mason, throw in some Isaac Guerrero. No, ran him like he just been 100% all year. Started out the game in the snow. First, what, 9 out of 12 plays was all Christian McCaffrey? That's insane. Was he starting to finally look better? Yeah, until he wasn't. All of a sudden, Christian McCaffrey's injured, PCL injury, talking about 6 weeks recovery. Man, let's be honest. It's going to take a minute. We're not going to see the real full Christian McCaffrey again, probably until close to 2027. And I'm just keeping it honest buck with y'all. It's going to be a long time. And we all know running backs' careers, for the most part, are way shorter because they take hits every single play. There's a reason why running backs' turnover is so much. When you have a good one, cool. You ride it out, everything's good. They're flying high, they're in their prime. We have seen CMC in his prime already. Let's just let that sink in. We had our time to win with him already, and we missed that because of coaching. We missed that. Our coach clearly didn't even know the rules in the Super Bowl, which is a huge reason why we lost. So we've missed that window. This season now is done for, is injury riddled. And Shanahan can use that to his excuse to say that's the reason why we're not good this year. And part of that is very true. But we don't have to be this bad. You're still calling the plays. I felt for years that you shouldn't be calling the plays. You should be focused on being a head coach and let an offensive coordinator call plays like most of the league does. Give your quarterback more reign over the offense, not hold them in where they can only call 2 or 3 plays that you picked. How about you let the brain of some of them work? But anyway, back to CMC. He's gone for the season. So now what? Now we're going to see Jordan Mason? No, because now he's injured too. So now we have Isaac Guerrero, a rookie. Great. I love how he runs. I love his speed. But it's not going to change too much for us this season. This season, as I've been saying for the last few weeks, it's over. We're not just going to turn around and just click. Like, this isn't the same feeling. This isn't the same vibe that we have been getting the years past when we knew we were good, but we just had a slow start. No, 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 no. We've been doing bad all season. We haven't beaten a team that's worth anything all season. Our best win was against Seattle. Do we see Seattle winning a Super Bowl or even being close to it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're giving up fourth quarter leads. And when we play actual good playoff teams, we're getting whooped. We ain't got whooped this bad 2 weeks in a row. It's been a very long time. Jim Tomsula, it's been a very long time. Honestly, Kyle's been here for 8 years. We've had 4 losing seasons. It's like we either do really good where we're Super Bowl ready, or we do really bad where we're way below average. That's where we're headed. I don't see us having even a winning record this season. We may have won our last game of the season. Who knows? Because I'm not so sure we're going to beat the Bears. Should we? Absolutely. Am I confident about it? No, you shouldn't be either. But you know what? Let's move on past CMC. Hope you get ready, my guy. You actually are a real player that cares about what you do on the field. You spend your whole life focused on football, and I wish you nothing but the best, CMC, because you deserve that. You're a hard worker and you do what you should do, what you can do for the team. I just wish you had a coach that would care about your actual physical, your mental, like care about anything other than just you producing on the field. Let's care about your injuries and let's actually help you be a better person, because past football, that should matter too. Moving on. Let's talk about this 49ers defense. Yeah, we're pretty much not the worst, but we're not far off. I feel for guys like Fred Warner because he deserves to be a champion also. He's nothing but a hard worker, playing through basically a broken ankle all year. Like that's tough, but that's heart, that's grit right there. And I appreciate him for even getting out there. But I want you to be taken care of, my guy. Your well being is more important than all of this. And we can't stop the run at all, guys. They see us. No one's scared of us. That used to be our number one thing we were good at, which was like stopping the run. Our secondary used to be our Achilles heel. Like that used to be the worst thing for us. That was our down spot. Our secondary is a little suspect. No, no, no. This time it's our run defense. And if you can't beat people off the line, it's over. You're not gonna own time of possession, which we were known for. It was a year where the Niners defense wasn't even allowing a rushing touchdown till the end of the season. That's how good against the run we were. Now, doesn't matter. You can run all over us. No name guys. Name Ezekiel Elliott scored a touchdown on us. Like, come on. His time is way past, and he still was able to finish it and do it. Should we almost lost to the Cowboys? So it's sad to see, but I just don't know how that locker room is. I'm not sure if Kyle Shanahan. I'm sure Kyle Shanahan doesn't have that locker room right now. Anybody in that locker room that was a part of that Super Bowl run, and then just to find out their coach didn't even know the rules, I'm sure that made them feel a certain kind of way because the Niners were playing with heart. They were playing hard, and we started off the game against the Bills playing hard, but we couldn't sustain because we can't stop the run. We're not the same. We have injuries. Nick Bosa isn't there, and we got rid of Steve Wilks last year instantly, as if it was all his fault. I think we're all starting to see that it wasn't. Nick Sorensen is doing way worse. We still won the Super Bowl last year, so it couldn't have been that bad, right? I remember us a time when we were talking about him being in the box in the booth compared to coming down on the field. Like that was supposed to be some big adjustment. It was way bigger than that. And we're seeing that this year that we can't do anything. Our defense is done. Like we need a whole new everything. And that leads me to why we need to blow everything up. We need to blow it up this year. And I might sound crazy to some people, but truly, I just don't care because I do think we need to fire Kyle Shanahan. I think he's ran his course. I'm going to give him some love right now because I do appreciate him for getting us to the Super Bowls, to those NFC Championship games. We were terrible before he got here, and he turned us around and being competitive again. I get that. But everybody runs their course at some point. He's no Mike Tomlin, who's never had a losing season. He's had literally 4 losing seasons out of 8. That's terrible. That's not good. He needs to go. We need some fresh blood, a new voice. We don't need to sit around here and just keep doing the same thing because let's just say we're healthy next year with our guys that are on the back end of their career. Trent Williams is on way on the back end of his career. And my prayers go up to him and his family for the loss of his twins. Like, that is heartbreaking, especially stillbirths. I know because I experienced it. That is heartbreaking, and my heart does go out to him. He's another guy that deserves to have a championship. And maybe it's just time for him just to let go of football and just focus on his family, man, and focus on building a family. Clearly, it's something that he wants, and I want that for him because that's way bigger than football. But our offense, terrible. Another reason why we need to blow this up. We don't score in the red zone. We're still kicking field. This just reminds me of the Jimmy G era. We were kicking field goals all the time, couldn't score in the red zone. And we have George Kittle. Like, did you hear those guys in the press conference? For George Kittle to say, I don't know why I didn't get the ball anymore. I was open. Like, what? Like, is that a joke or not? That's not a good joke because that's throwing your quarterback completely under the bus, or Kyle Shanahan, or both. Clearly, because you got it in the first quarter like once, and then now was pretty much it. And you didn't see anything from you again. And he's saying that's not my fault. Basically, it's the people that call the plays or deliver the ball. One of the two. And whether you say it's funny or not, that's not funny. That's not good. That doesn't sound like a locker room that's in cohesion. That's one goal together. All these guys have been paid all this money. And who knows? Maybe they're thinking our coach didn't know the play in the Super Bowl, didn't know the rules in the Super Bowl. So maybe I'll just focus on getting my bag. I'm going to focus on getting paid. And that's it. Because they walk around like they've won everything already. And we literally have won nothing. The whole point is to win the Super Bowl. We had Super Bowl aspirations this year and we're 5-7 and haven't beaten a good team. I'm not seeing why we shouldn't blow it up at this point. And I know there's a lot of Kyle Shanahan fans out there. I get it. But it's time to let go. We got to do something different. This is not working anymore. Everybody has figured us out. It's like he's forgotten all his genius plays. And back to the press conferences. Kyle Shanahan himself said our team's not as good as last year. What kind of a message is that to your team? That, to me, that's not good leadership skills. I'm sorry. Even if I believe that, I'm not going to tell my guys that. I'm going to tell them things that's going to get them going, something that's going to inspire something positive in them. Like, I still believe in y'all. We can still do this. So like, there's so many things that he could have said other than, oh, we're just not as good as last year. Like, that's totally dumping on the entire team. And what you should have said was, we aren't as good as last year. Include yourself, because you always deflect and put it on somebody else as if it's not your fault. You just standing there with that same nonchalant face, like you don't care or something. Like, I'm just tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing them week-old play calls now. You're trying to get all cute in the red zone and get all cute just doing normal plays. Just all this stuff just to get a screen pass off, as I said last week to Deebo Samuel. Like, what? Why are we doing all this? It comes down to toughness, especially when it comes to these weather games, cold weather games, where Brock Purdy all of a sudden can't perform when he has a wet football. I promise you, y'all better not pay this man $60 million, man. Don't do it. Josh Allen doesn't even get $60 million a year. And he's clearly an elite quarterback who's clearly better than anything we've had in a very long time. Brock Purdy does not need to get paid that type of money at all. As far as people that don't need to be here anymore, I'm going to say it right now. Debo, I'm sorry. You ain't performed in, to me, 2 years to live up to the contract you got. We got to stop paying guys after one good year. It's taking us to the dumps fast. It's out of control. It takes us to the dumps so fast because now we spending money on players who get paid and now they ain't performing. Debo's got to go. Kyle Juszczyk's got to go. Shoot, we still got to evaluate Brock Purdy if he's really our franchise quarterback because a guy that can't throw a wet football with small hands and you're already height challenged as it is, you're going to have to be some kind of special. Now, I get it. You're not even able to use your full brain because your coach is hindering that. But that's why that's why all this needs to blow up. We need fresh blood, fresh minds to figure out what it is that we need to be competitive again. It doesn't have to be a full-on tear down where we're rebuilding and it takes us 3 to 5 years to be good again. No, there's guys that should absolutely still be on this team. George Kittle is one. Fred Warner is another one. Nick Bosa is a good player, for sure. For sure, but ever since his antics with the whole MAGA hat and everything, we've won like one game since then. And he's not available as much as he should be for the amount of money he makes. I'm just keeping it honest. He's not. Right before his contract, that man was on pace to break the record in sacks. He ain't even sniffed coming close to anything like that since. And it's a hard, harsh, cold reality that on this team, when players get paid, they don't perform as well. Jimmy G got paid. How did that work out? I'm just saying. And the Niners are known for paying guys after one good year. Brock Purdy's had one good year. And he's pretty freaking average right now. We cannot trust him in a game where there's wet weather. You played in Iowa. Like what? And even when he did play in Iowa, when the weather was bad, he didn't play that good. Look it up. Look it up. I ain't making stuff up on the side of my head. Just look it up. This is bad. Our coaching is bad right now, like all the way around. Offense, defense, and special teams. Like, what are we really doing here? Our offense sucks. Our defense sucks. Our special teams suck. We suck. It's time to blow it up. This isn't going to get better just because we got some players, a few extra players back. No, our whole concept is all bad right now. And it sucks for me as a 49er fan, for y'all as 49er fans to like endure this. I know we have bad seasons sometimes, and that's okay too. But not this way. There's like no heart. It's like people don't care. Buffalo was literally making snow angels and doing trick plays and just having a good old time playing football. Whereas we look like we didn't even want to play. Make it make sense. With that, that is my 2 cents. And I guess we're going to figure out what we're going to look like against the Bears on Sunday. We're going to see. But if we lose, let's just say I'm not going to be surprised. It is what it is. But until then, I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one. God bless.